street drug killing people in Butte County at a record rate now. And certain California laws help keep some drug dealers who sell it out of jail and on the streets.
An Oroville mother has suffered from both dilemmas. KRCR News Channel 7's Ryan Matthew has her story and the changes she believes need to be made, and here's his report.
It was all a lie. It was just all a lie. A chemical hug that felt great but destroyed my life.
At 36 years old, Monique Jacobs has died 6 times.
When is enough going to be enough? If my kids are angry with me now, what's going to happen when their mom's dead?
Living in Oroville since birth, a lifetime of partying escalated when she turned 33. She says the man who would become the father of her 3 children introduced her to something stronger.
I thought that the love was so good that I needed that person. Then they handed me, well, try this. And because they wanted me on something so that they can keep getting high.
It was heroin, and she was hooked. Within 3 months, she was an IV user. The opioid killing her on 4 separate occasions, revived each time only to use again. But as the heroin and opioid epidemic made the drugs harder to find, she turned to something else.
I couldn't find it. And so fentanyl is all there is.
The first time, she smoked it alone. 2 hits in, she was out. The hospital, not an option with the illegal activity, she says, so she was slapped and had water thrown on her until she returned to reality. Months later, it happened again.
Even after that first time overdosing, killing you, you still wanted to use it again.
There's this part of the addiction that I never was compassionate about. I never understood.
But now, a brighter future ahead, scared straight by her most recent death.
Are you still in that cycle?
I feel I am the strongest I've ever been.
She's almost 2 months sober and working to break the cycle of getting clean, relapsing, and repeat. And with a fresh mind, she wants change.
Certainly. Each case is individual.
I took her concerns to Butte County District Attorney Mike Ramsey. The recovering addict says dealers knowingly sell fentanyl and will continue to. Dealers claim they didn't know fentanyl was in the drug. And in Butte County, that gets them a warning on first offense. Possessions landing someone with just a fine of $1,000, something law enforcement is struggling to adapt to.
Assume that it is contaminated with fentanyl. And with that assumption, you now have knowledge that you have done a dangerous act, and you may face murder charges.
But what about the addict themselves? Jacobs takes Suboxone, a medication that blocks the opiate receptors and her cravings. Other medications, like the more accessible methadone, she says doesn't compare. For her, it took 2 weeks to get, a waiting period not all addicts can make. Changes she's pleading with leaders to pursue.
I'm going to be a heroin addict for the rest of my life, period. People are dying. So many people are dying, and it's preventable.
In Oroville, Ryan Matthew, the North States News.